Can you see me or hear me?
Yeah, I can see and hear you.
Oh, perfect.
All you right. Handsome man, you.
Look, he's talking.
Thank you. He's yelling at me because I got a hat on and sunglasses. Hold on. I don't care about that. Hey, let's do this.
There you go.
He's got his hat on back. She just said I look like a douchebag.
What? That's the style.
Yeah. She's not right.
Okay.
She's not right.
Gotta have the backwards hat.
That's what I'm saying.
How you been?
It's a cigarillo, in case you're wondering.
Perfect.
I've been good, brother.
How
you been?
I'm good, man. Just in Philly still. Been here for a bunch of years now.
Nice.
Yeah, man. This is cool because I just talking to Maria like 3 weeks ago or whatever it was. Getting like half the story, getting to talk to you for a little bit afterwards. So it's cool to be able to come right back when it's still kind of fresh and
right.
and do this half of it. But your story is like so different. So, you're always kind of like, yeah, you're always like, you came in like, I guess, 11th grade and you were just kind of like this, you joined the football team and you were techs and Maria kind of alluded to it a little bit that she kind of saw you as like someone that was up here. So, but you had a whole life before you ever even got to Wissahickon, which is, I've talked to a few people that have kind of had that life, but I imagine yours was a little different.
It definitely was. And everybody has a different experience, but I think you guys, yourself and her, you guys are local. You're local yokels, and I never experienced that anywhere. I lived in so many states, grew up so many different places. I went to 3 high schools in 4 years in three different states.
Wow.
Yeah, man, like that's my whole life was moving around. So there are negatives and there are positives to that. But I think overall, positive experience.
When did you, I guess, where were you actually born then?
I was born in Kansas. Wichita, Kansas. Yeah, man. And I lived in Kansas probably till I was about 4.5, 5. And actually moved back to Kansas, went to 8th grade and 9th grade in Kansas. Before that, Ohio, Texas, multiple times. I probably spent the longest time in Charleston, South Carolina, as a kid, as a youth. So having that as your foundation was a little bit different. Life back in the 80s and 90s in South Carolina was very different. Slower pace of life as well.
How different? How?
Well, for instance, I would say like definitely the school system sucked. We did a lot of private school. I don't know how to be politically correct. There's going to be a lot of cussing, by the way.
That's all good. I like a lot of words.
My bad. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking real. But yeah.
So what grade were you? Man. What grade were you in? Were you in like South Carolina? Philadelphia.
Shit, probably. I did kindergarten and 1st grade in Ohio. So 2nd grade to about 8th grade.
Okay.
I spent maybe a month of grade in South Carolina.
What was facilitating the constant moving for you and the family?
My old man, he was in the witness protection program. I'm just fucking with you. No, he was in business, and that's just what he did.
What kind of business?
Oil.
Oh, oil, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So is that like I don't know, I just watched There Will Be Blood a couple weeks ago. It's like is it ruthless like that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're good old boys, but he worked for like Charles Koch. He worked for Citgo. Citgo was owned by Chavez when he was alive. Venezuelan government. So that was kind of weird. Working for a powerful guy in America and going to work for a dictator, basically. That was kind of weird. And then owning his own businesses. Yeah. I don't know. I never really asked. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I thought the guy was a fucking professional golfer. I really did. I thought he fucking golfed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you so is the oil business, is that like, can I ask, like, were you guys like rich? Is that type of a business? Did you grow up like with a lot of money?
Yes and no. So, I mean, if we're going to tell a story, let's tell the story.
Sure.
I wasn't always a Rowe. I wasn't born a Rowe. I was born a Madden. My biological last name is Madden. So the father I grew up with is not my blood, but he's the one who raised me. And I'll fucking tell you, it takes more than blood to be a father. Blood's the easy part. So having said that, he's my father, but he's not my blood. So my biological father, no, he was not wealthy. You know, I don't really know what the fuck he did. He was out of the picture at 5. And my dad, who raised me, Scott Rowe, he was around probably when I was 5.5, 6 years old. And, you know, starting out, no, that guy didn't have shit. Like, you know, moving around, that's probably how he fucking moved up. And he's a smart guy. He knows the business, and I'm sure he's ruthless. His son is ruthless. I'm sure he is. You know, I never really, I don't fucking know. I never asked him any that shit. Obviously, if you have an elevator in your house, you're probably okay. Yeah,
and that's what you had going on.
Yeah, but you never would have known that. You never would have known that. I don't. That shit wasn't mine. That's his. I just lived there. You know, I got to go to a lot of different places and see a lot of different things. And I think that makes me fortunate. I realize that, and I realized that at a young age, having lived all these different places and having been friends with all these different people. You know, that shit didn't matter. Who gives a fuck? It's not yours. It's not mine. It's your parents.
As you were jumping around, what kind of stuff were you doing, like as a kid, for fun growing up?
I like to play outside. I was an outside kid. Didn't really have a lot of free time, and I think my parents designed it like that. You know, we were always playing sports, always doing shit. But when I did have free time, it was no good. That's just the truth. You know, I probably started smoking and drinking at 13. That's being honest. My dad's birthday is 4th of July, and he always had the garage fridge stacked with Budweisers. I'm 13 years old. Fuck it, I'm gonna try some. I can remember the first time taking like 3 or 4 of them and getting drunk with my best friend Ryan Sands. We got shit faced. I mean, absolutely 2 beers, like getting hammered, smoking cigarettes, being stupid, being a kid. Probably a little bit of freedom, I guess, but a strict family. They always hovering. But occasionally, as a boy, you get some time to yourself.
And that's when you go smoke.
Yeah, smoke cigarettes, play with my friends,
Drink some beers.
If we didn't have sports going on, or it was like the summer during the school year, we didn't have time for that shit.
Yeah, what were you said you were busy, so was it like was it all sports related?
Yeah, sports. And if you weren't doing sports, or you weren't playing a sport and it wasn't the season, you're doing fucking yard work. You were doing yard work. You were outside helping old man do something.
Yeah.
You didn't get to watch cartoons. Fuck were cartoons? Saturday morning cartoons. What?
Wow.
It was
like mowing the lawn and shit, weed whacking.
Weed whacking, mowing the lawn, fucking putting like tarp down to kill weeds and putting pine straw and mulch and shit all over it.
Now this is a South, so are we talking like the big ass lawns where you need the sit on mower?
Sure. And
Nice.
He was his fucking workers. Me and my
Nice.
sucked.
So once you said till 8th grade, so then did you go back to Texas from there?
8th grade. So let's see, man. 8th grade, yeah. So 8th grade, I was in Kansas, a place called Andover.
Okay.
9th grade, Andover. 10th grade, I went to Kingwood High School in Kingwood, Texas, where Beyonce is from.
Okay.
Down the street, George Foreman lived. Went to high school with Georgina, one of his daughters. Shit like that. Living there and then coming to Wissahickon.
So you've lived in the Midwest, in the South, in Texas, which is its own region. Now, hey Zach, we are moving to the Northeast.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm down. I liked it, man. You know what I really liked? I liked being the new guy. I did. I liked it. Something different. I like change. I'm okay with it. A lot of people fucking hate it. I don't care. Bring it on. I like change, man.
Yeah. What was your experience from the other schools jumping around, being the new guy, that made it so fun?
So Kingwood was kind of a shock. I mean, that school was freaking huge, man. Like, fuck, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000 kids just in our grade. Like, unbelievable, massive,
Wow,
huge. And then going to Wissahickon, which is more what I was used to, and all these other places.
because you're going to private school.
Yeah, private school, Catholic school. Public, a little bit of public.
Yeah. So Wissahickon being like a little smaller in size is what was familiar.
Yeah, I would say the numbers. Yeah, definitely the numbers. What was unique about Wissahickon? It was a smorgasbord, a hodgepodge of ethnicities, and that was really cool. That's something I always recognized and realized about Wissahickon. And I thought it was kind of unique to Wissahickon as well. Upper Dublin. No, not really. Wissahickon, and different ethnicities, different races, all that shit, man. Whole bunch of different people. He didn't have that in Texas. He didn't really have that in fucking Anglo-Saxon motherfuckers. That's it.
Prior to coming, were you aware of something? Like, were you looking around at your schools there, and then, I don't know, looking around the world saying where, or around the country and saying, where is this here? Or were you not aware of it until Wissahickon, and then your eyes opened up to what you had been missing?
Definitely noticing it, just because we lived somewhere, we were still traveling all the fucking time. Christmases, we were always going to Hawaii or Aruba or Vegas, or always somewhere like that. We probably went to Aruba a lot, just because you didn't have to be 21 to gamble there. Come from a long line of gamblers. I love to bet. Who doesn't? Traveling all over the country, all over the world, like, been around. So I had a different, I think, perspective of things than most people. A different view. Maybe a little more advanced. And I always felt like, I don't know how to say this and sound humble, but I always felt like a man among boys. But I always, like you're a man among boys. You're always a big fucking dude. Yes, you were.
I was big, but not compared to you.
Whether you thought that, you're way taller than me, bro.
I was, yeah, but I was soft.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Not like you weren't soft, but like maybe the way you thought was. I always liked you. I always loved your sense of humor. How people couldn't tell if you were fucking joking or being serious. It was awesome. I love that shit. I've got it too. Yeah. And a lot of people took that as me being a dick, I think. It wasn't me being a dick. That's kind of how I saw myself, was a jokester.
You talked about like already like drinking at 13 and smoking cigarettes. Can I assume that like everything else in this kind of like, being a man amongst boys, all the other things that come along with that are included as far as like girlfriends and stuff?
I didn't really have time for girls, man. Growing up, like, I just didn't. I liked them. For sure, but who doesn't? And I think moving around helps with the ability to talk to them. Like, not be afraid of them. I saw so many of them, and they're all the same. They're just like us, just different body parts. You know what I'm saying? She's fucking looking at me. Oh man, yeah, like, I don't know.
Were you like was 8th grade was kind of like that point when like things that I always noticed, like 7th, 8th grade, were like it was a little bit more advanced for you? Did you feel like you were like up to par with the rest of the kids in your circle where you were growing up, or were you ahead of them as well?
Probably ahead of them, just because I had an older brother.
How much older?
Grade wise, fuck, I think he was 3 years older grade wise, but age wise, a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, weird.
So
I was one of the old grade.
You were one of the what?
Older guys in our grade.
Okay.
I had a October birthday, bro.
So then when you're coming to the Northeast, you're coming to Philly. What's your impression when you get here of just the Northeast and the Northeast in general, like the suburbs,
I loved it. It was a fast pace of life and like go go go. Even with the young people, like just go go go. South Carolina, Texas, kind of laid back, a little slower pace. Um, what I really liked was that everybody in Pennsylvania, well, I don't know about Pennsylvania, but the Philadelphia area is a tough guy, but they're not, but they are. And I like that. I like the attitude. I like that. And I still like it to this day. And, it kind of makes you a tougher person, I think. Yeah.
Where
I
did you
love the
move to?
food.
What burbs did you guys
When
move to?
I lived in Trewellen,
Cherwellen?
Lower Gwinnett.
Yeah. It's off right off of, that was like right off of 309?
Yeah, so right next to Steve Pileggi.
Okay.
Yeah, he was my neighbor.
Did you check out Wissahickon prior to, you came in 11th grade, so when you get there, do you get to come early, or is your first day of school, or did you come late, or what was your entry? Where were we in the school year when you came in?
1990. I came definitely our first day of 11th grade. I was there 1999. Shit, I don't know.
Day one of
Before
11th
y'all were
grade.
even out. Yeah, before y'all were even out of school for 10th grade, I was there. And it was a whole bunch of different schools my dad said I could choose from, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know too much about anything. I just liked the Lower Gwinnett area. I said, I want to go to school to Wissahickon. So that's where the fuck I went. Yeah. And it wasn't far from his work. So I guess he worked in Plymouth Meeting.
Okay.
So yeah, it was perfect.
So then you start at Wissahickon, and who are you becoming friends with? Are you making friends now? I mean, you end up being here for 2 years. So who do you start making friends with? How does that start happening? Or I mean, is this just so normal because you know how to be the new guy?
I know how to be the new guy. Been doing that my whole life. So yeah, I probably was friends with Steve Pileggi first. I mean, he's my fucking next door neighbor. He played football and he was cool. I liked him. And, everywhere I went, I was always friends. I didn't make too many friends with people in our grade for some reason, no matter where I went. It's just how it was. You were either a grade below me or a grade above me or 2 grades above me. I don't know. And so I would say I was friends with Steve. Steve introduced me to all of his friends, became friends with those guys. A lot of them played sports. Even if it wasn't football, they still played sports. A lot of them he had been friends with his whole fucking life. So, that was also a thing in that area. There's tight bonds between some people, and they don't let outsiders in. You gotta wait. That's okay. It should be like that. Keep your shit tight. But eventually, these guys let me in. So I would say Steve Pileggi, and then Steve's cousin, Dave Abramitis. I love that guy. He was awesome in high school. He was hilarious. We got along. We kind of thought alike. We thought alike. And he happened to live down the fucking street, so that was great too.
Where was your schedule similar as to before, just very busy during the school year? I know you played football. Were you doing?
No, not so much. At that point, no, not so much. It was kind of weird. they kind of backed off me. My parents, you know, I don't know. I told them I wanted to play football. They knew that, so that's what I did. I concentrated on football. It was up to me. It wasn't up to them. It was up to me. Wasn't their problem.
So you joined the Wissahickon football team. Did you know anything about the football team, its history going in?
Not really. But I found out quick.
Oh, what's
Jesus
that?
No, but you know what? You know what? I'll tell you what. I think some of those guys, you don't get used to losing. You learn how to deal with it and overcome it and be stronger from it. So really, we all got an early life lesson on fucking losing and how to do it. That's how I look at it. So, you know, you're not one of these guys who just constantly won everything. You go to college, you win and you win, and you get out of college, you win and you win, and all of a sudden you're 30-something and fuck, you lose. What do? You crumble. You fucking crumble because you're not used to it and you don't know how to handle it. I think a lot of these guys are better for it. I really do. They learned whether they realized it then or it took them all these years. I think they learned an early lesson. We all did. How to lose and how to get back up and keep going and get back up and keep going. That kind of goes back to my quote in the yearbook. Like, you know, I still to this day, I know it. Life is not a destination, it's a journey. A famous tennis player said that. I forget his name. He's dead now.
Okay.
I think his last name was Ashe. Arthur Ashe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But yeah, you know, it's about the journey.
Did you have any other besides football then? What are you doing with yourself now? Is it just hanging out with friends now, enjoying this newfound freedom that you're getting from your parents? And
not really. It's playing football, it's going to work.
Where were you working?
It's doing school. I worked for the car wash in Bluebell.
Was it
Duke's
Fire Hose?
Duke's Fire. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Lamascio worked there, right?
Yeah, he did. We both worked for I think his name was Michael Corman. His dad built Corman Suites.
Yep.
And this guy graduated from Duke University. And that's why he called it Duke's Firehouse or Fire Hose. And he was the inventor of the touch-free car wash. Little known fact.
That's pretty sweet.
And he was a really nice guy to work for too.
Did you Mark Corman. This sounded pretty like sounds like you go into like a pretty normal life, you know, the way that you went from just kind of moving around, being very busy, and then you get to Wissahickon and everything stops. You're playing football, you have friends, next door neighbors, you get a job.
Yeah.
I mean, this is again, I love TV shows. You are literally AC Slater getting to Bayside. This is it.
No. And you know, I never really thought of myself like that. I still don't. Definitely not AC Slater. That guy was a fucking idiot.
Captain of the football team, he was.
Well, listen, like, how do you become the captain of a football team and after one fucking year? Leadership. There was a lot of good guys on that team. I mean, and they're solid dudes. And Eric Malhorn, solid dude. Eddie Black, solid dude. Yeah, that's about it for my graduating year. Not anybody else's name, and not worth it.
Oh wow. Did the football team change your social life at all? Like, did it? I mean, you know, captain of the football team.
Yeah, that's how you. that's how you move from spot to spot and learn how to, I don't know, get people skills, I guess. Talk to people. You know, you can ask my wife. I'll talk to the waiter. He doesn't need to. I'm like the Geico commercial. Waiter doesn't need to know your name. Doesn't need to know your fucking story. I'll tell him, hey, how you doing, buddy? That's me. I'm that guy.
So, irregardless of this being a podcast, I could have gotten this story from you anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
What were you like? What were you growing up wanting to do with yourself from, when you were looking into the future as a kid? You're into sports, you're moving around, but you look in the future, your dad's in oil. What do you want to do?
I know I didn't want to be a businessman. I didn't want to sit behind a desk. I didn't want to do any of that shit. I wanted to be around. I wanted to be near my kids. Like I didn't get that. My old man was always working, but he was fucking working to afford the life that we lived. I get it now. I didn't get it then. Didn't get it then. And it probably pissed me off. And it probably drove a lot of my decisions until I realized, like, wake the fuck up, homie. Took a while.
It can sometimes.
It does sometimes.
So not business, what are your interests? What do you want to do? Like, as you get to Wissahickon and they're telling you.
So I knew I always, I wanted to be in the military. I really did, or I wanted to do something like that. I just didn't know what branch. I didn't know. And when I told my old man my plan, he said, that's not for people like us. We don't do that, blah, 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 blah. And I said, fuck that. That's what I want to do. Go to college first, do this, do that. Then if you want to go in as an officer. Okay, fine. I'm going to be a good son. I'm going to listen. I also love to cook. That was my fucking thing. I don't know. I was good at it. I did that with my grandpops growing up. And, he's the guy I got tattooed on my arm. Fucking, I love that dude. And that dude loved to cook. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. I'll get back. So I like to cook. I knew I liked to cook, but I didn't think you could make money at it. So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go to college and be a teacher. I love history. I like history. So I majored in secondary education, history major with a minor in coaching. Fuck that. I'm not going to do that. So I didn't do that.
Where were you going to do that?
I went to Shippensburg to play football. And then, so I guess to tell that story, right after high school, I'm telling you, the day of graduation, and then the next day, my parents moved back to Texas. Fuck you, you're on your own. Good luck. I mean, that's what it was. So I said, fuck. I called the coach who recruited me. God, what was his name? I forget his name. He was the son of Jerry Sandusky.
Okay.
Jerry Sandusky's son from Shippensburg. He was offensive coordinator. I don't fucking know his position, but he recruited me at Shippensburg. So I called this guy and I was like, hey, is there somewhere I could stay? He's like, no, you could go to summer school and stay on campus. So I was like, all right, fuck it. So right off the bat, we just graduated. We walked across stage. The next day I'm going to fucking school. It sucked.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Sucked.
Did you know that your parents were going to be leaving?
Yeah. I just didn't. I guess I didn't fucking believe them. Like, who does that?
Is it just Is it just like is it a new job? Is that what's going on? New job, new just like before?
No,
They
it
prefer
just,
Texas?
yeah, man. Like, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Taxes
Um,
are way better.
that feels traumatic.
Traumatic? Nah, that's just life, bro. Like, hey, this is what the fuck we're doing. Oh, well, thank you for telling me. And my mother hated Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, what are you gonna do? Happy wife, happy life, I guess.
For
Not, I
you,
guess it
for you,
is.
when you're applying for schools, first of all, how was your process of for recruitment for college? Like Tom Beal talked about, you know, that process and the old school process of like making tape and sending it out, and um because of the team not being so good, it being a little bit difficult for you. What was your process with going to Shippensburg on a football
Dudes
scholarship?
called me. People called me and asked me to come to their schools, and I'd go visit their schools and spend a weekend, party.
So it was
Eat
that
at the
easy? Like
party.
you're just getting calls like that?
Yeah, I mean, not like massive amounts, and they were all Division 2, no Division 1. There was some Division 1 double A's, but
Were
no
they
Division
states,
One.
all state schools in Pennsylvania, or were you looking elsewhere?
Ohio. I think there was North Carolina or South Carolina. A couple in Texas. Yeah,
At this point, you're already dating Maria, right? Is
yeah.
is there any possibility of you going back to one of your homes, leaving? Your parents are leaving. You were always like, I'm staying in the Philly area. This is my home now.
Yeah, I'm staying wherever she's staying. That's that's how it was. Whatever.
So Maria said,
And I was kind of forced into it. I was told, you need to do what your father wants you to do if you ever want his help in the future. You need to do what he wants you to do. So that school was not my first choice, but that school wanted me and they wanted me bad. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go to the school that didn't want me and told me I was going to have to work harder. That's the school I wanted to go to.
where was that?
Fuck you. Fuck you. You don't want me. It was Bloomsburg. And you know what? Shippensburg ended up destroying Bloomsburg all those years that we were in college.
What did you like about Bloomsburg? Why did you want
Shippensburg
to go
was,
to?
I just, for that guy to tell me that to my face, that intrigued me. I was like, oh, you don't want me? Oh, I'm gonna have to work extra hard. Fuck you. That's a challenge. I like that. Probably should have went there. Probably would have stayed in college.
What did you like about Bloomsburg, and what didn't they like about you?
Bloomsburg just didn't need an outside linebacker.
Okay.
They had a good guy. They had a good one. No doubt he was good, but whatever. I was gonna be better.
So
That's how I think. I think that and everything.
Maria said that you guys met she thought you guys met in 2000 senior year. She doesn't really remember you, but you said you
I
remember
met her.
her
I met
right away.
1999.
Yeah,
I
you said
met
you
her.
remember her right
Yeah.
away.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
We're
It was
hallway, you
like,
have a
damn.
class.
It was probably the hallway.
Did you know her prior? Like, did you know her around Ambler at all? Or, you were hanging out with Steve and his friends, somewhat connected, I would imagine, to Maria's. Because Maria had kind of like I imagine she wasn't really like out like that to.
But like, I guess I was hanging around her grandmother's house. Around that area, I was hanging around the Capolellas. This is when I first got there, yeah. And then when like Danny and Steve graduated, I didn't fucking hang out with anybody. Dave a little bit. Yeah, definitely Dave. Dave Abramitis. I hung out with him. No, not really anybody else. Javier Marquise. Yeah, he's my guy. I liked Javier because he was, I don't know, he had the same kind of mindset as me, thought process. I felt like he was a little more mature. I don't know. He was doing wild things. Not gonna talk about it.
Javier talked about life.
And you know me, Brad, you know me. I'm fucking crazy. You know me. We've hung out. A lot of people can't hang. It's okay. I'm a wild man. I know it. And that's okay.
Javier,
I'm okay with it.
Javier talked about on his episode looking for a higher purpose in life, kind of like looking for like what is the
I don't know that was back. That wasn't really him back then.
He said he was looking for like that inspiration in life. He was kind of like inspired by like Hendrix, and he was just like looking for like the inspiration in life that gets you to the point to make something like what Hendrix made, or just like to reach that point in life of like happiness and reaching something. Were you deep thoughted in that way in any way, or do you think he was just kind of full of shit in the retrospect and retro-conning his retrospective?
I think even to this day, I think we were both aware of that. And I think he makes it sound more loving and peaceful and all that. It was getting to know yourself, I think. Getting to know yourself. I mean, like really well. Once you know yourself, I think you can do some really fucking cool shit. And what do I mean by that? That's very broad, very general. I think by knowing yourself and truly knowing yourself, I think you get a higher EQ. You know what I mean by EQ?
Emotional.
Yeah. I think you can tap into that, and I think he was. I mean, that guy was good at sports. That guy was great at dance. And I think a lot of people probably gave him some shit for fucking dancing, but you know what? Hey.
Yeah, when you talk about like a lot of shit, that would be what I would expect, the football team, like, hey man, what's up with the tights? Although you're wearing tights in football, right?
I probably busted his balls. I don't think a lot of other people did. And people knew he was my friend, so they're not gonna fuck with Texas friend. That's Texas friend. Fuck that. Did I play that shit to the max? For sure. You'd be a fool not to, right? Why would you waste that?
Yeah, so you had like this, you were aware of like having this kind of reputation of, right, your texts. Did you have
Sure.
I feel like you really missed out like on a great opportunity.
Cowboy.
I feel like you missed out like on a great opportunity to be like other great names like Death Row. That would have been like a really good one for the football field.
So that was my name in the Marine Corps. That was my call sign. And you got to earn your call signs. I'm serious. And I'm not going to talk about the Marine Corps a lot. I'm just not. But I'll tell you this. And if you're a Marine, and I know some of you are, you're going to know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about when I say this. In the amount of years I was in, some guys go fucking 20 plus years and don't get one of these. I got 6 meritorious mass and promotions. Meritorious promotions. What is that? It tells you right on the fucking paper. Superior performance among your peers. I'm also the guy who probably got busted down the most, and the guy they tell you about in fucking boot camp, that salty ass Lance Corporal. That guy probably made sergeant, got busted down 3 times. That was me. I was that guy. Salty as fuck, good as fuck, but I had a mouth on me. Ask Coach Stokes, he'll tell you. He got in a fight with me my senior year on the football field. Timmy, he grabbed Stokes, Coach Coach Miller, Tim Miller.
Yep.
He grabbed Stokes and was like, "What the fuck are you doing? You can't be hitting students." And I was like, "He's a fucking idiot. I got a helmet on, you moron." And that pissed him off more. Oh man. He was like, "Zach, you think your fucking shit doesn't stink? You think you're badass?" And I go, "Stokes, you know the difference between you and me?" And he'll probably admit to it. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But he was like, "You think your shit doesn't stink and you think you're the bomb." And I said, "Stokes, the difference between you and me is you think and I fucking know." And that's when he lost it. He went ape shit.
Is this during a game?
No, practice.
Okay.
Fucking practice. Ape shit. But he was passionate, man. Like, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. He didn't mean nothing by it. I was a punk ass kid who got under his skin.
Yeah, a lot of shit flies during football, right?
Sure. And even as a coach, even though you're not fucking banging around.
Did you have a favorite teacher when you got to Wissahickon?
I did. And he was the first teacher to like say hi and like be genuine, like, and it make me cry. Fuck Mr. McKenna, man. He was a good dude. Like, I would spend extra time before football practice after school just learning from him, chemistry and shit, just spending extra time. I didn't know his son had died. And the first time he saw me, day one, I was wearing a North Carolina Tar Heels fucking shirt, because that's where ultimately I wanted to go to college. That didn't happen. And he was like, my son runs there and blah, blah, blah. Talking as if he was alive. I guess he wasn't. And I realized that when he pulled me aside, and I'll never forget it, man. Mr. McKeon was like, "Zach, I consider you like my son at school." He said, "I have a really good relationship with you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I really care about you." I mean, it was like, and then he told me about his son dying and what happened. And it's like, whoa, fuck. Yikes. My second favorite teacher, Miss McCracken. She was fucking really nice to me. I mean, ask Maria. Like, really nice to me. I did this, and if she's watching this, she might get mad. We did this like report. We had to do these book reports. And I went into the Wissahickon library and I found a book. I kept asking her, "Have you ever read this book? This looks really interesting." She goes, "Yeah, I read that. It's blah, 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 blah." No. Finally, I found a book. She goes, "No, I haven't read about that. I've never read that." In this book, it gave you a synopsis of everything. It gave me a character list, detailed. It basically was the report that we had to do. So I ripped these pages out of there. Stupid, but I did it. And I basically plagiarized this whole fucking thing, and I got 110 on it.
Nice.
Meanwhile, 110, and she asked if she could show it to future classes.
Yeah.
And I said, "You know what? I'd be honored." And Maria, here she is reading this fucking thick ass book, and she got a 98. And then my final favorite teacher, Miss Lee.
Math?
Miss Lee, yeah, she never said a word to me until after I got dragged through the halls in handcuffs by the state troopers in 11th grade. Yeah. 2 days later, Miss Lee goes, "Mr. Rowe, you are the nicest, most polite young man I have ever had the pleasure to teach. If you ever need a character witness, I will be there for you. And I go, Miss Lee, why would I need a character? Just saying, if you ever need a character witness, I will be there for you. Never said anything to me before. All of a sudden, she's telling me this. So I knew it got around. That sucked. That was embarrassing.
I don't know about it. State troopers?
Yeah, man. Like, our basketball team had just beaten Wissahickon, I think, in the state championships. Or we beat them to go to the state championships. I don't know. I just remember being at Wissahickon. We're walking out. It's me and Dave Abramitis, Steve Pelleggi, I think Chris Stout was there, the usual suspects, the Capolellos. And the fight broke out. I don't know. I'm walking back to my car. I turn around. Steve's like falling on the ground. It's icy out there. I just saw Steve hit the ground. And I turn around and like, we're going to go back because we're not going to let that happen. All of a sudden, this big ass dude comes out of nowhere with his girlfriend. And they're like hooting and hollering. I don't know what the fuck they're saying to me and Dave. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I had something that may have looked like a knife. And I like maybe started waving it and telling them to get the fuck back. Like, we ain't got nothing to do with this. Just get the fuck away from us. Dave maybe had something that looked like a knife too and was shaking it. And we got out of there. And we were legit. It was a bottle opener, man. That's what it was. A big ass fucking shark bottle opener. And this dude was like a grown ass man fucking with high school kids.
Yeah.
Like, it was scary. It was scary. Like, who the fuck is this fucking guy? Dude, like, we're kids.
Yeah.
You're gonna bash him? Like, we're not even a part of this. And I'm waving this thing, telling this guy to get the fuck back. Like, get the fuck back. And I cut his shirt. I didn't cut him. I sliced his shirt. We're talking like months later. Like, we had gone on Christmas vacation, I think. Come back. I think I was gone for like a month. We were on vacation and I came back and all of a sudden there's two state troopers asking for Zach Rowe to be sent to the athletic director's office. And that's where he proceeded to tell me about character. And if I knew what character was and how it was defined. And I said, yes, sir, I do know what character is. And I do know how it's defined. Character is what you do when people aren't looking, sir. He goes, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Did you knife somebody? I said, no, this is what happened. And exactly what I told you is what I told them. I said, why don't you come with me to my car? And they asked, I said, you want to search my car? Go ahead. Be careful when you reach under the driver's seat. There's a bottle opener. Well, why do you have a bottle opener? I opened my Coca-Colas with that. Like, you're an idiot. Come on. And dog barking. Nothing really happened, but they dragged me through the hallway. That was embarrassing. They waited for me to come out of, I think, Mr. Karen's class. Came out of Mr. Karen's class, and these guys, like, these fuckers tried to like intimidate me and fuck with me and tell me I was going to go to jail and shit. And I, like, what the fuck you talking about? I didn't do anything. How the fuck did you even find me? Like, that was weird.
Wow.
Weird. Yeah, and it was embarrassing. That shit was embarrassing because I was a good guy then.
Yeah. You have plenty of other opportunities where you did shit, and this isn't one of them.
Yeah. Oh no, Brad, come on. how many guys do you know? My wife is telling me to be quiet and just move past this. But we're not grown ass man. You're a grown ass man. She's a grown ass woman. I don't give a fuck who knows. I got in a lot of trouble. That's why I had to join the Marine Corps.
You mentioned that you were staying in Philadelphia because where Maria was is where you were going to be. So you leave Shippensburg. Why do you leave Shippensburg?
I left Shippensburg because it was not a good experience, my friend.
Okay.
Football was fine, but the school wasn't good, man. Like, I don't know. A lot of fighting. That's all I'm gonna say. There was a lot of fighting. A shitload.
So what facilitates you jumping then? Because you were going to stay and now you leave Shippensburg, but you go right to Texas. So you're leaving here, you're leaving Maria.
Yeah. Like I said, I got into some trouble. So my old man came to get me. And he took me, they were living in Austin, Texas at the time. So that's where I went. Got a job for a little bit, waited for the semester to begin so I could go to Kansas State. So I went to Kansas State.
And you run into problems there.
Yeah, I got caught. I got caught with a pound of weed. And yeah, the cop was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What are you doing?" "It's a state park." And I go, "Yeah, it is a state park." He goes, "It's closed." I said, "No, the gate was open. It's not closed. If it was closed, the gate wouldn't be open." And I think that's what got me off. And the fact that he was in an unmarked vehicle and didn't turn on his sirens and shit. And it helped that the judge thought marijuana should be legalized. And this guy was like 70 years old, the judge. And this was back in 2002, 2003. Like, for a judge to think that in the Midwest, the fucking Bible Belt, what are the chances? Once again, getting away, getting off. Didn't have a lawyer. Fuck that. I wasn't getting a lawyer. Why am I going to pay some guy? Go in there and tell him the truth. Ask for forgiveness. That was my plan. Didn't have to. I got lucky.
And then you leave. So then you leave Kansas and come back to Philly?
Yep. I missed Maria. Sorry. I missed Maria.
And when you come back, what's the plan? Is it college? Is it work?
Yeah, work, fuck around, party. I don't know. It was work. Work.
Where were you working at that point?
Oh, I don't know that I was, my friend. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. The bank at one point in time, ambulance savings low.
Yeah.
It's just sight. And like, fuck that. Feel me?
Oddly enough, I do.
Yeah. So yeah. Then got in a lot of fucking trouble, serious trouble. Serious trouble, like serious federal time, serious fucking trouble. Serious. Not gonna talk about it. I've learned from my mistake. If you know me, you probably know what it was. But yeah, what got me out of that was going into the Norristown courthouse and saying that I didn't come from a bad family. I come from a good family. I'm bored. College football wasn't challenging. College wasn't challenging. I said, I think I need a challenge. So yeah, I was doing stupid shit, young, dumb, and full of cum. That's what it is. Stupid. And I almost paid with my freedom.
Is that?
I woke the fuck up, and that was me being honest in that courthouse. That was me putting it all out there for this guy. He goes, well, what do you propose? And I said, I think you send me to the United States Marine Corps. I think they're going to straighten me the fuck out. He goes, you can't cuss in my courtroom. I said, I apologize, sir. He goes, is that your recruiter? This guy was in those. He stands up and he goes, yeah, we're going to take this piece of shit, make him a decent human being. And that judge, that motherfucker, he cussed in his own courtroom, and he said, that's the best goddamn idea I've ever heard. So, that changed my life. That changed my life. If you make mistakes and don't learn from them, you're a piece of shit. But everybody's going to make mistakes. But if you learn from them, you don't make those mistakes again, you're a better person. And, so I'm in this courtroom, and this judge just, he's got me by the balls. This guy's got me by the balls, and I let him get me by the balls. I made a mistake. I made a huge fucking mistake. But I'm better for that. Yeah, I got lost along the way, bro.
Yeah.
And I think you may have met me when I was lost, but at the same time, I was still a good guy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't a total piece of shit.
No, you were always cool to me, and we had like a few times hanging out after high school. Sometime while I was at Monco.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was
different stages of my life. You saw me.
Mm-hmm.
You did. You saw me as a shithead. You saw me as a guy doing fucked up shit. You saw me as a guy hurting people. You saw me as a Marine. You were still, I think, at Wawa.
Yeah.
And I remember walking in there, and one of those Ambler cops, I'd been away for a very long time. Been in the Marine Corps and doing my thing, and like I was a different dude, and this cop recognized me. And I remember you were working, and the first thing, I don't know if you remember this, first thing out of my mouth to this cop was, hey, motherfucker, like, I'm not the same fucking guy. And I called him motherfucker because freedom of speech, you can call him whatever you want. You better be willing to fucking take a beating though. So, hey, motherfucker, I'm not the same guy. I'm not that guy. Like, I told the guy, I'm going to the casino tonight. Like, I'm not that dude. I was in the Marine Corps. I've been here. I've been there. I've done this. I've done that. And the guy gave me he gave me respect because he knew I did bad shit, but I was a good guy.
Mm.
He knew that. And he actually warned me and said some guy from Upper Dublin had gotten his ass kicked or something. Old guy got beat up, and these dudes took his money because he won. And they followed him home from Parks Casino. You don't remember him telling us that story? You were there, bro. You were fucking there.
Dude,
sorry.
No, some of those Wawa times for me are like, missing.
Yeah. I worked for Wawa too, man. I did for a little bit.
Did you? When was that?
When they started building the super Wawas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what year, man. Fuck. Long time ago.
Yeah. At Wissahickon, or high school in general, I always like to ask about pop culture shit. Favorite movie?
River Runs Through It.
River Runs Through
Yeah.
It. Wow, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a big Brad Pitt guy, but I like that movie. I like fly fishing.
Yeah. Wow, what a wild
You would think that.
dark ending movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I remember watching that as a kid with like my mom. And I'd never seen like a movie that dark as a kid.
Yeah. That's my shit.
Okay. Music? What kind of music were you digging?
I like it all. Back then, Weezer, fuck. Yeah, I liked Weezer. I liked Dave Matthews. I like Brooks and Dunn. I liked all kinds of country, George Strait, all kinds of rap. Peter Guns.
Peter Guns, yeah. Lord Tariq and
Yeah,
Peter Guns.
Uptown, baby. We gets
Uptown,
down, baby.
For the crown, baby.
I like it all, man. I would say probably my favorite of all time, even back then, Otis Redding.
Really?
I like Otis. Yeah, man. Otis.
Did you
Coffee
grow up
and
Coffee and Cigarettes?
Coffee and Cigarettes, probably one of my favorite songs.
Did you grow up on that?
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know that I think my mother really likes like James Taylor and shit. I like it all, bro. Like Pepper, fucking Slightly Stupid, ska music. I can name it all. I don't discriminate.
You mentioned Dave Matthews. Were you going to those concerts with Wissahickon people?
So, man, like high school, I did a lot of mushrooms. I love mushrooms. And you could put this on. I don't give a fuck. I love mushrooms. Eventually that shit's gonna be legal. And it's a good thing. I think it really makes you look at yourself. It really does. It did for me. And I'm not talking about just fucking eating massive amounts. It's not gonna be fun. I guess what they call microdosing. Before that was a thing. When that it helps with the headaches, with like concussions and having traumatic brain injury. Like, it relieves the pressure. I don't know why. Doing something to my synapses. I don't fucking know. I'm not a doctor, but I know it gives me relief.
Are you saying this to say that you were doing mushrooms at Dave Matthews Band concerts, or the mushrooms prevent you from remembering whether you were at a Dave Matthews concert?
A little bit of both, Brad.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know he's making fun of me. I know he is. I'm picking it down. Yeah, I got ready.
So then tell me about like you and Maria. Then I know that you guys got married. It was non-traditional, and then you guys moved.
Yeah,
tell me about kind of that process of you were away and you come back home. You said you missed her, and then pretty soon you're kind of moving on with her.
Yeah. There was no doubt in my mind that was going to happen, regardless. Period. Like, I mean, that was. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was. I knew that would happen, but did I think it was going to be as easy as it was? No. I thought there was going to be a lot more flack from some of her family. She got it a lot, but whatever. They just love her. That's why they did that. I don't think nobody meant nothing by it. Now, some of these other people who aren't family, sure, they're just being assholes.
Right.
Fucking haters are gonna hate. Straight up, haters are gonna hate.
3LW said that.
Yeah, They just are. And you're not going to change somebody's mind like that. It's like that book, I think it was Coach K. He said, you got to get rid of the negativity in your life, the negative people. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Negative, fuck you. Positive thought, positive action, positive reaction. I really believe in that, Brad. And that probably goes back to kind of what we were talking about with Javier. That's that whole, I don't know the right word I'm looking for, Brad. It's not normal. I don't think most people stop and go, positive thought, positive action, positive reaction. It took a lot of fucking bullshit to get to that thought process for me. A lot of experience, a lot of journey. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I blame the medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Maria.
Well, yeah, Maria and
yeah, haters are gonna hate.
And moving on. You
put your head down and you do it. Like in my mind, you gotta to move forward. We had to move away. That's what had to happen. You're part of something bigger than yourself now. And now you're going to get married. So now it's not just about you. It's about the both of you. And fuck everybody else. I mean, is that cold and mean to say? Sure.
Respectfully.
But yes, respectfully. Once again, a lot of people don't like me because I say it how it is. And maybe I could be a little more delicate about it, but probably not. That wouldn't be me.
Yeah.
So, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings.
No, I get you.
Yeah. But fuck you. And it's not about you anymore. It's about me and her and what we're build. And we have always, and she will correct me if I'm wrong. We've always been on the same page, same goals, not the same. We're not the same, but we got the same goals. You know what I'm saying? Like different personalities, opposites attract. She's a good girl. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy, but always the same goals.
Yeah.
And kind of always the same path. She's, anybody who knows us, she's my rock, She fucking stayed with me through thick and thin, good, bad, and ugly. Always nurtured the good guy. Not the bad guy, the good guy. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, she's my rock. She's my woman. Like they said back in the day, she's my rider. She's my ride or die bitch. Just like on King Cow. No, she is. She's ride or die. And that's why it was so easy to always do that. And just encourage her. And hey, I've been through this. This is how you do it. This is what we're going to do. Here's our plan, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it was, fuck it, let's go. That's who we are. We've laid roots here. And I'm not going anywhere. This is where I want to retire. This is where I want to fucking be. Look at that. I mean, I'm looking out on fucking water, bro.
It's very Florida.
It is
very Florida.
It is very Florida. But the Southwest, you know what I'm saying? Different from Miami and Fort Lauderdale shit. That's too fast paced for me. It is. I think that's where like a couple guys we went to school with, or a lot of people we went to school with, are over there on the East Coast.
So then, you know, you actually did, you guys came back and Maria talked about it a little bit, coming back to Ambler and you know, you guys getting pregnant and simultaneously her kind of overseeing the care for her father until he passed, and then you guys having the baby immediately right after. I'm curious as to, like, you know, your mindset is you guys had already been to California and Texas again, and you've spent your whole life moving around, and I'm sure the circumstances which you guys stuck around, I'm sure it's like a no question to support Maria, especially after what you just talked about, what she's been for you. But from a reality standpoint, right now you're coming back to Ambler for who knows how long. What's that like for you, kind of settling back down for?
I honestly, once again, she'll correct me if I'm wrong. I think I wanted to go more than she probably wanted. Not more than she wanted to, but just as much. We'll say that. I love her dad. I love him, and I loved him. You know, great dude. Taught me a lot of shit. Worked with him quite a bit. That guy was more of an artist than a craftsman. I mean, he really was. He worked with his hands. He did masonry, and he was one of the best. The guy learned in Switzerland, did it in Italy, and all over the fucking place. Amazing guy. Straight up.
Wow.
Cool dude. Probably 90 pounds soaking wet. Yeah. But the strongest motherfucker. I mean, I saw this guy pick up limestone, and you go, wait, what? Fuck, that's like 4 times your weight. Like, he just picked it up, like, strong.
That old school strength.
Unbelievable, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, like, that's the thing. That's the right thing to do, Brad. Somebody needs your help, and you can help them. You need to help them. Period. You know, for somebody to like be vulnerable and tell you that, then you really should probably help them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, did what it could. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. So you uproot your family and you fucking do it. It's all right. They'll be okay. They're young. Young kids are resilient. They probably won't even remember. Mm-hmm. They do, but it's all good. You know, and they're learning a valuable lesson. You take care of family. So, you know, they'll always have that. And, you know, I made it very clear to those who needed to know that when he passes, we're out of here. So it wasn't a fucking surprise. Mm. It wasn't. And it was pretty quick. But that's me. If you know me, you know I don't fuck around.
That's what you told me last week.
Yeah, do it. Hey,
that's exactly. I said, when do you want to do it? And you're like, how about tomorrow? Like, if you know me, you know I don't fuck around. That's exactly what you said.
Let's get it done. They said we're gonna do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's great.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll never do it.
Yeah,
that's just me.
That's a good lesson. Yeah, I a lot of times fall into that trap where like I think about doing it and it's like I should do it, and then I was like, I'll do it a little bit later, and then a little bit later I don't really have that burn to get it done like I did 23 hours ago.
Right, and I'm that to a T, man. I'm the best procrastinator there ever was, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I just think I am.
Yeah. So now that you're in Florida, what are you doing with yourself?
Working. I was a chef. That's one of the reasons why we moved down here. I was a chef for the Ritz-Carlton. Yeah. Chefing it up.
You had mentioned that you went to culinary art school, and that's what you ended up getting your degree in?
Yeah. Culinary arts. Yeah.
So how long after then Shippensburg and all that? I'm assuming it's after you were home and everything from service, or?
Yeah. So like my whole life working in fucking restaurants. Met a lot of interesting people doing that. You know, you just do. Mostly working back of house. Definitely works in front of house. Did some bartending, some bullshit like that. But always in the kitchen, always working. Yeah, so probably getting serious about it right before the Marine Corps. Yeah, I would say getting pretty damn serious about it before the Marine Corps. It was a great stress reliever once you got back from deployments. So, you know, always enjoyed barbecuing. You know, what Texan doesn't? Fucking live there, you're gonna barbecue, man. Same thing living in Kansas, you're gonna barbecue.
Carolina too, right?
And fucking Carolina, you're damn straight. More pig in Carolina than anything, from what I remember. More beef in fucking Texas, yeah. Probably more beef in Kansas as well. But yeah, the pig. I love the pig. South Carolina, man. That's where it's at. And that Carolina food. I can go on all day about mustard-based barbecue, bro. And when you make it yourself, oh my God, even better. Fuck. So yeah.
So good.
Cooking, man, and not only just cooking for the Ritz-Carlton, but cooking for athletes. Like I don't want to drop names. I'll give you hints. You'll be able to guess his name. One of the most lucrative contracts in baseball history. He now has a month named after him. It's paid this amount for like the next 30 years plus the interest.
Bobby Bonilla. Oh, I can't believe I got it.
Yeah, he's the only baseball player with a
a 30-year contract. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll throw a hashtag LOL Mets up.
Yeah.
On the show description. So tell me about culinary arts school, dude. Like, where did you go?
Le Cordon Bleu in Dallas, Texas.
Did you have like I've talked to some people that have done it. Most recently, Jeff Marsico, his episode comes out tomorrow, and he went to like a 6-month school. But his interest was pastry chef. Did you have a specific area of interest that you were vibing on?
Yeah, like classically taught French cuisine, herbs and exotic spices, man. That's what I like. I get down on the herbs and exotic spices, bro. For real.
That's cool. Literally, right before we started this episode, I was watching an episode of this new Gordon Ramsay show where he goes to remote parts of the world and learns about their cooking. He goes to like this northeastern part of India where they cook like all this curry without spices, without like powdered spices. They use all natural herbs and plants, and like bamboo shoot and like this paste and all these different like types of things. And he's just like so amazed because he's never seen this before. But it, just shit like that I love getting into. But that was your niche, huh?
Yeah, that's my thing. Other than the Marine Corps, like, I mean, I shined in the Marine Corps, man. And I think it's because of my options, but I enjoyed the Marine Corps. I was good at it, good at being a Marine. Like, it was easy. It's a fucking plan. Here it is. Follow this. You will succeed. And that's kind of how the kitchen is. It's, it's the same system. It's the brigade system, like there's a chain of command and everybody does his part or you all fucking fail. So I like that. And I like being able to see your end results and just, I like the criticism that comes along with it. And I liked the recognition as well. But I think more than anything, I enjoy cooking because it's not like work, you know. I enjoy it. It's not like work.
It's artistic.
So, yeah, well, I guess, and I've always kind of, for a tough guy, I've always been kind of fucking artsy, you know, and I've always kind of hung out with the artsy people, and they've always kind of accepted me as a fucking jock. But you know, once you got to know me, you knew there was way more to me than fucking spores.
Where were you for the musicals then, Zach? Where were you for the school musicals?
You know, I honest to God, I wish somebody would have gotten me into like acting class or something. I really do.
Yeah.
Or doing plays or shit.
We needed guys.
You know what I liked? I liked public speaking. I fucking loved that class.
You know, like you're a character. You're a great storyteller, obviously, right? Like that's in you, and that's like that. You know, good talker. You know, that's definitely in you. Just whatever you choose to practice using it for.
Yeah,
that's right. Funny enough, that's like chefs too. Chefs have like that kind of personality. They're all characters. They're all
they are, and you go hard.
Yeah.
I'm getting, what's up? Oh, looking at me crazy. I gotta change this color a little slight. You can't even see my face.
I can see it. You're bluish.
I am bluish. I'm blue. I am beat out of lag. Oh God. Oh. Yeah, there we go.
Nice. Little green.
Little green action.
Perfect.
Yeah, what was the question?
You answered it. It was about like it was just more about like the culinary and
yeah, I mean
making that jump.
Yeah, I guess thinking about my grandfather, I think that's kind of what jumped me into culinary. So my first deployment, he died April 7th, 2007, 2006. Fuck, I don't remember. It was April 7th. I know that. April 13th, Friday the 13th was we were deployed. And my parents didn't tell me that he had passed away. So like the one time I got to use the satellite phone, I called my old man and was like, yeah, I can't wait to get home and talk to grandpa about fucking war. Like, that's just going to be cool. Somebody who understands. And he got real quiet and he didn't say shit. I'm thinking, like, what the fuck? That's kind of weird. I get home, they tell me he fucking died a couple of days before I deployed. And they didn't tell me. And I was fucking hurt by that, man. Like, it pissed me off. And the one thing we always did, the guy taught me how to sail. And he taught me how to cook. And we spent a lot of time sailing and cooking. So fuck, I'm not going to be, I was in the Navy, the Marine Corps. It's the department of the Navy. It's the men's department. Sorry, any people who were in the Navy. You know, I'm just busting your balls. Anyway, yeah, man, like, cook. I'm going to cook. I'm good at it. And decided, you know what? I need another business end of this. Let's go to culinary school. Fuck it. So we did that. It worked out for me.
Well, this would be the point. I pull out the yearbook. We take a look. We see Although it sounds like you already knew your quote there from Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, man.
Do you talk to anyone from Wissahickon still? I mean, I know obviously Maria has still all of her friends and family ish type of people, but do you?
Elisa Donnelly and you, bro. That's it. Yeah,
I'm honored.
yeah. Well, I mean, like even when I was talking to you before, it's you and her. That's it. I don't. Nah. No. You know, like Gebbert said, if I fucking see you, I'll say hi.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Belle? I'll just, yeah, what's up? You know.
I guess now since you're even away, how often does that even come up?
At least once a year.
Yeah. Do you guys come back?
Yeah. Yep. All her family's there, bro.
Do you consider this area your home? Do you consider Texas home? Do you have an area that you would consider home, or you don't even reflect on it that way?
Nah, man, I don't think of it like that. Home is where my wife is. I'm serious. Like, she completes me. As corny as yeah, see? As corny as that shit sounds, I'm serious. Like, yeah, no, wherever my wife and kids are. That's cool. Happiness. That's where it's at, bro. Once again, positive thought, positive action, positive reaction, bro. It's the way of the world. You got negativity around you, you're going to be negative. You're going to think negative. You're going to do negative. Straight up. It's that simple.
You got football 9 through 12, baseball 9 and 11.
Yeah.
Track and field 9 through 10.
Yep.
Basketball 9.
Yeah, I sucked.
What were you doing in track and field?
I think it was the 4x200. And then, yeah, man, fastest white boy you ever met.
So they're including your other activities in this.
Yeah, had to prove it.
Mm-hmm. You got baseball in 11, but why no other sports?
When in 11th?
Yeah, in 11 and 12. Like, was football just really kind of it? Were you focused? Was it the college goal?
Yeah, I think football was probably more of a focus for me, for sure. Going to like football camps at Penn State. Yeah, like going all over the fucking place for football, doing kinds of shit.
Well, like you said, success is a journey, not a destination. Nailed it.
Yeah, damn straight.
And then you say, thanks for always being there for me, Dave.
Yeah.
For being a best friend.
Yeah.
To the girl who never knew it, but always made me smile. Thanks, Maria G.
Yeah.
I'll miss you, ADJM MGDA.
Elisa. Probably, yeah. I don't know JM. Maybe Javier Marquez. Javier. It's probably Javier. Yeah.
Good call.
JM
MG.
Maria Gigliotti, yeah, my wife.
DA, Dave, again.
Dave. Yeah. That was it. That was my squad. Yeah, look at that fucking dork. What a loser.
Still looks like you.
Now I got longer hair and gray hair.
And the facial hair, yeah. But yeah, you're right. You do. I mean, there's a few guys in here. Max Wood, who I know you said was.
Dude, Max Wood was my homie.
Yeah,
we wrote. When did he come? 11th or 12th?
He came 11th, I believe. He transferred from Norristown.
I don't think I started hanging out with him until our fucking 12th grade.
Okay.
But yeah, I hung out with Max a lot. I like chilling with him.
But like him, Bill Richardson, there were a couple guys that looked like men.
Yeah.
Doug King.
Douglas.
Yeah, you guys were you guys could have passed for like the the Hollywood celebrities that were starring in teen movies, but they're really like 26.
It was easy to get alcohol in Norristown. It was easy at a pizzeria right before you go over the bridge to get to King of Prussia. It was easy to get fucking beer in Cheltenham, and it was real fucking easy to get alcohol and beer in North Philadelphia, Broad Street, Broadchurch. That shit was so long ago, though, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. And, you know, you were asking me questions about then. That's not me now. I can say that. You know, good dude, good family. Oh, I guess what I'm saying is you gotta fall before you can rise, baby.